Hi, my name is Sandy Eichel, and I write and speak about leaving a life of should. Today we are going to be talking about boundaries. Boundaries are the physical, mental, and psychological limits that we set with other people to avoid being manipulated, abused, or violated. Boundaries are the things we deem as acceptable or unacceptable behavior toward us. Boundary issues are often connected to self-worth, which is why drawing boundaries is the ultimate act of self-love and kindness. Here to talk about boundaries is Joel Davidson. He's a former Navy officer who works with veterans who have mental health, substance abuse, and social issues. Thanks for being with us, Joel.
My pleasure.
Why are boundaries important to you?
Well, boundaries put me in a positive place. And by having a sense of boundary, I know I can do the things that I want to do and not do what other people want me to do. And as somebody who's 68 years old, it took me a little while to learn that, but I'm in a good spot now, and I have the rest of my life to go forward and use those tools.
Excellent. Why do you think that drawing boundaries is so difficult for people?
Oh, I think there's several reasons why. I think people don't want to disappoint other people, so they allow people to impede in their lives. And there may be some things that they don't want to disappoint themselves by saying no. So I think there's, I don't know if you want to say they're good reasons, but there are reasons why people have difficulty saying no.
And sometimes we're trained as kids to say that we need to put other people's self-worth or other people's needs before ours, and that we should always say yes, or we should always please other people. Right. So that's a big part of it. Mm-hmm. So when we talk about drawing boundaries, is this something that you were always good at, or did you have to learn to draw boundaries with people?
I think I've learned to draw boundaries because once I realized what it did for me personally, like I said, it puts me in a positive place to do the things that I want to do. And those things are important for me to live my life the way I want to live my life. Mm-hmm. So if I don't draw those boundaries, then I'm taken away from the things that I like to focus on. Yeah. The other thing is that when I'm in a good place, I can do more for other people. And I think that's really critical to learn.
Absolutely. When your pitcher's full, you can help fill other people's cups. Now, how did you start to learn to draw boundaries? Was there a moment that you realized I need to, take care of myself, or was it sort of a process of realization?
I would say that controlling my time is really important to me. And again, it goes back to some of the physical things that I want to do, having that time to do that. But you can't be there for everybody else and then do the things that you want to do. Right. You have to take care of you.
Yeah. And, some of the biggest boundary smashers in our life are the people you try to draw boundaries with, and they just simply will not, respect the boundary that you draw. Have you noticed in your life that there were particular people that were boundary smashers? Were there people in your family or people like that?
I don't know that there were particular people. I would say that at this stage of my relationship with my sister, she probably is more or less the one who tries to impede on things and get involved in things that she really doesn't need to get involved in. So I've learned to draw boundaries about that. Mm-hmm. And only share what I want to share with her, and also not listen to her negative talk about things.
Not take it in and have it affect you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And sometimes drawing boundaries with people is saying this is what's not acceptable to me and this is what is acceptable. Sometimes drawing boundaries is limiting your time with someone. Someone's like, okay, if this person is a negative headspace and I want to stay in a positive headspace, and every time I'm with them I feel kind of crummy, I'm just not going to spend as much time with them because, and it's not to say that you don't send them any ill will, you're just not going to let that into the bubble that you're trying to create of what makes you happy.
It's not, in the case of family members, it's not even to say you don't love them.
Yeah.
But if they take away from the good space that you're in, then you've got to be able to draw that boundary. I think boundaries work, two ways. One is to keep negative thoughts out, but also to put you in a positive place.
Right, and really, like you said, self-care, taking care of yourself and making sure that you're the best so that you can do the things in the world that are important to you. So what advice would you give to somebody who has a hard time saying no to people, that is constantly saying, oh, sure, I'll do that, and then has the negative effects of taking on too much or feeling like they got, kind of taken advantage of?
I would say it's never too late to start to learn how to say no, or to say that I can't do that, and to start taking care of yourself, because You know, we're all here for however long we're going to be here, and if you're not spending your time the way that is important to you and you're letting other people take advantage of that, then you're doing yourself a disservice, and you can't, like we said before, you can't really be as good as you can be for other people. So start with something small. Start with something you've been thinking about and saying, gosh, I'd really, like to have more time for myself to do that. And if somebody wants to pull you away from that, have the courage to say no. Have the confidence to say no.
Yeah, and a lot of people are also working on this too. Will respect that. They'll say, yeah, I really wanted you to do that, but I understand that you can't do it, and I appreciate that. So, well, thanks for being with us today, Joel. Really appreciate it.